What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sports entertainment. You know what time it is. It is Tuesday evening. It is 2023, the Jordan year. The sky is falling everywhere in the world. Who would have thunk it? The world of wrestling is no different, guys. Welcome to the Royal Rundown. I am one half of your hosting duo, Serg Vicente, joined as always by my sister from another mister, the person that absolutely should be doing some creative work and not Voldemort himself. We are talking about Ms. Drede. Ms. Drede, what is going on? Welcome to the show.
You called that man Voldemort. I can't. I cannot. What's up, family? We out here. We here. It's Tuesday night. We making it. One day at a time.
Absolutely. One day at a time. Absolutely one day at a time. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for watching us live. If you're watching us live right now on the Scrap News YouTube channel, the Scrap News, for your absolute best in combat sports media, please go out there and check them out, scrapnews.co. Also, absolutely like, share, and subscribe to this video and everything else that they have on this channel. As we know, the Scrap News is the fastest growing YouTube channel in all of combat sports. So go ahead, get on. Why we still popping? Why you still early in the group? Nobody knows. You know what I'm saying? Be here early. Because quick, I just said,
and if you're here, say something in the chat. Say what's up.
Let everybody know.
Say what's up in the chat, so we see that, so we know you're here. So we see, we know you're in here. We can shout you out and say what's going on.
All right. Well, Dre, I hope you're doing well, because in the world of combat sports and in pro wrestling and sports entertainment, it has been an absolute hell of 10 days. From Dana White to all kinds of tomfoolery. And the biggest of them all, we have to kick it off with, as of this morning, I mean, news has been breaking left and right. Vince McMahon, who had to step down because of, and step down in disdain and obscurity. He stepped down, but in filth and everything else. He was just sad. He was gone. And now, like a phoenix, he is arisen, and he is back in the WWE. A little bit of a hostile takeover, might I add. A touch of a hostile takeover, if I might say so. But Vince McMahon is officially back as chairperson of the WWE. Is he a part of creative? As of right now, no. But he is absolutely back. Dre, I have to get your thoughts on Vince McMahon being back in the fold in the WWE.
I mean, not a fan of this decision, obviously. We celebrated kind of a bit a few months ago, and, he stepped down, or he retired. Officially, he retired, right? And,
he retired.
Everything was thought out because he retired due to all of the investigations and all that. What up, sis? And all of the good jamming, right? We won't rehash the investigations and the NDAs and the payouts and all of that.
No, we could absolutely talk about it, because I think it needs to be said. Vince McMahon ended up stepping down because of not just allegations. There was hush money, millions of dollars worth of payouts with company funds.
Right.
Let's lay it out there. Let's talk about the reason why this happened. So he had to step down because of that.
Yeah, and so I mean, the reports say that essentially he stepped down at it is on all of his positions in creative and all of his positions. Sure. I would say front facing positions when it comes to the company, but he was still he still had I think it's primary stakeholder or shareholder of the company. The terms are all blah, blah, blah. He's still the man when it comes to, he still owned the company, is the point.
He'll still the man, still have to say so. And yes, it has power in some capacity.
That part. And so I guess, earlier this week, it came out that he released the press release and stated that he was going to.
He said, what's going on, guys? I'm back.
Essentially, basically saying that, he's not going to approve any new TV deals or any deals like that unless he is reinstated as chairman of the board. And that happened today. So he is now chairman of the board again.
Which is crazy, because on the heels of that, which happened about 3 hours ago, if we have to, if we're counting, Stephanie McMahon, co-chair or co-CEO, should I say, of the company, daughter of Vince McMahon, wife of Paul Lundquist, Triple
That is not
H.
how you say his name.
Whatever.
That ain't it. No.
He should have told me what his real name was from the beginning.
Not even close.
Well, how do you say it? Lundquist?
I believe it's
Levesque. Paul Levesque.
It wasn't whatever you said. That's what I know.
I'm sorry, Paul Levesque, Triple H. But look, here's the thing. So she steps down. She resigns. She steps. She takes She walked away from the company. Now she walked away once again.
Right. I mean, she was on a leave of absence when this whole thing broke with Vince McMahon earlier in last year or whatever. And then she comes back. Kind of like Jon Moxley did, for AEW, right? Comes back and to bring her role in and have everything kind of roll out really smoothly. And honestly, it worked. Her and Nick Khan, and
yeah,
and Triple H and all of their people have really done a great job finishing out the year. The last 6-7 months of the year were great, in terms of what we saw on screen, of course.
A dumpster fire.
And I'm salvaging the faith in the company too for fans.
Absolutely.
I think we were all very excited about the future of WWE because now we felt that there was a regime change. We felt that it was a fresh regime change with not just newer people, but with people who've been brought up in the business. Triple H is a wrestler.
Absolutely.
And Nick Khan is no stranger to pro wrestling. And of course, we all know who Stephanie McMahon is. So, I think we've all criticized. There's been tons of criticism about Vince McMahon's running of creative specifically, right? And so when he stepped away, we saw we've been talking about it on the show every week since, a noticeable difference in
not just a noticeable difference. The WWE was unwatchable. It was unwatchable. We were on this very show. You can go back and watch any of the other 41 episodes, and you will see in these episodes that we were pretty much saying like, dog, like it was. I don't want to watch this anymore.
It was pretty much a race to the big four, right?
No, we remember we had a conversation where we were saying it's pretty much. I was like, I'm done. It was one of those episodes. I'm done. I'm not watching this anymore.
I want to say it was the Royal Rumble. I want to say it was this time last year. You were like, I'm over this. This is a wrap. Royal Rumble was so bad. Now, we were going to get to this, Joel. Again, news happens fast. So if that's happened in the last 35 minutes while I was putting my makeup on, we
will discuss. We will absolutely discuss.
Look, next time Serg starts talking, I'm going to start scrolling to find out. But,
well, finish your point because I do have some things to say.
My point is very much this. Like, no one's feeling great. I literally have not seen one positive thought about this. No one is happy that Vince McMahon is back in the fold. No one is, and it's even more sketchier. It takes away, and I'm miss positive thinking when it comes to all of this, right?
Absolutely.
No one feels good about Stephanie deciding to continue her leave of absence and then, relinquishing her her titles or whatever, and officially resigning soon. No one feels good about that.
Doesn't feel
no one feels good about that because it's like, okay, first of all, that brings back the whole idea of who's next, right? There's Brock Lesnar, who's next, or Goldberg, who's next.
As long as we don't see him come back now that Vince is back, I'm totally fine. Okay, well, look, let me say this.
It's crazy.
Let me say this. It's one of those things that's, I think it's a bad move all around. He has an idea and he has said that he wants to come in. And again, it was because he wants to usher in the sale of the company. He wants to go out there and get the right suitors and everything. But like you said, he would not approve of a TV deal prior to that happening. And as we know, a TV deal is the lifeblood of the WWE. That is where they get the majority of their money. So obviously they didn't need that. So essentially it was a hostile takeover. I'm not giving you guys, I will burn this company to the ground before or you give me what I want. So they ended up giving him what he wanted. And not only does he get what he wants, he brings his buddies back with him that he fired, might I add, but he brought them back with him, and I'm sure with a good favor, they're going to do what he wants as well, because obviously they want to stay employed with this very successful company that, I mean, their stock is going crazy. They're like, I mean, they're making big business, and a big reason why they're such big business right now and their business has been booming is because Vince was gone and there was good favor and good energy and good movement. Let me ask you this. Vince seems to believe that him coming back into the fold is a benefit for them selling the company. Vince being here is a bonus. Do you believe that Vince being here in the company is a benefit in the sale of the company? Does it hurt or help the company or the WWE?
I really think it just depends on who's interested in buying the company.
Okay.
If it's, and this is going to sound ageist or whatever it might sound, but I think that if someone who's who is more old school like Vince, who is of Vince's generation, who does business in that way, then yes, because they are, you know, of the same, cut from the same cloth, if you will. If it's someone who's a little bit more
it might be Endeavor. They don't reprimand domestic abusers or anything like that.
So I'm gonna just let you have that one because I don't know. But if it's someone who is more, you know, forward thinking and you know, more invested in like the future of the business, right, and not trying to do things as the status quo, then no, it's not a good thing. That is a very possible situation. But
we are going to see all of the women in the WWE wrestling with t-shirts on for the rest of time.
It would just be so. Look, all of this. I said all of this a little earlier. All of this is just real icky, right? The whole thing with Vince, and I said this before. Again, go back to our episodes, right? All of this is mad icky, and if this is true, right? If the Saudi deal,
because I've heard those rumors also.
Yeah, these rumors that, you know, that are about Saudi, you know, the Saudi government or whoever trying to buy WWE, then yeah, of course. There's a whole reason why Vince McMahon, like there's so many things we don't know, right? There's a reason why Vince McMahon decided to retire for 5 minutes, which means went on a 9-month vacation or whatever it was, retire for a second to die down the talk about his, you know, controversies, if you will, just to release the statement that he released a few days ago about, and then specifically mention the deals and specifically mention, you know, a hint towards selling the company. Like there's a reason. And of course we know that Vince was a big part of the whole Saudi deals to begin with. And we all know all the controversies about that, right? There's certain wrestlers that won't even wrestle there because of the situations that are going on over there. So it's like, I say this all the time. I will continue to say it to the end of time. The wrestling business is very unpredictable. Anything can happen. It's especially now that we're in the space where we're paying attention to all the behind the scenes stuff now. Like we all care about this behind the scenes stuff now too. So now we're trying to keep up with what's happening in front of the camera and behind it. And it's just anything can happen. It's crazy. It's crazy. Don't die back there now, Serg. You all right?
Nah, man, over here I got to plug computers and stuff in. I'm over here. I'm hosting the feed. Next thing you got to turn around, the whole thing shuts down. But look, I think it's an interesting move. I can absolutely see the company being sold. If that's the case, it's disheartening if that's who they sold it to. I guess I would have to know a little bit more about the facts and figures of it before that gets there. But in terms of people saying he's not going to be part of creative or anything like this, if Vince is actually back and he's going to be back for more than a year, we're talking about a guy who literally just had a hostile takeover of the company itself. Do you think he's not above firing Triple H? And like, if he's not getting his way with something, I want Theory to be the best. Like, you know, like, no, like, dog.
I don't think he'll fire. I'll say this. I don't think he would fire Triple H, but I definitely think that our confidence in him sitting pretty, as the head of creative, right? Like, we were very in Trips We Trust. We were having a ball watching what was happening.
Enjoying. It has been the last 6 months. and guys, in the comments, let me know if I'm tripping. This has been the best 6 months of wrestling, not just in the WWE, just all together in my life. I feel like it is 97. Okay, and I'm watching like WCW and Raw going at it. Please tell me I'm not tripping, because it is fantastic.
It's been dope on both ends, on all sides. I when you say both, on all sides, right?
All sides. And New Japan has been killing it. The New Japan shows have been just chef's kiss. Come on, man. Right. They are so good, so fun to watch. The storylines and the pomp and circumstance that they have as well. It is such a quality show. I love what they're doing. ROH. I mean, that match with the Briscoes and FTR, one of the best matches of the year. If you haven't seen it, you need to go and watch it. It is incredible. That dollar collar match was nuts. I mean, dude, but the last 6 months, but the WWE, they are the pillar. They are the standard. And when
they're
the
all we had for a long
WWE
time.
Is good,
yeah,
everything is great when they're good. Everything is great when they're good.
Absolutely. And just to, so I think all of this, as fans, right? Because we're not really affected by all the backstage stuff. We ain't these millionaires. We're not these rich people. We not like, they're talking rich people stuff and them things. We are, we care about what's happened in front of us, right? These TV deals. Where can we watch our shows and what's going on with our favorite wrestlers, right? The thing about that is, we know that when it comes to Vince McMahon and the way he historically has always been, he cannot, him having involvement in the company, no matter what it is, he's not going to be able to, the chances of him being able to contain himself and not be a part of creative are very slim,
slim to none.
That's what's got, I think personally, that's what drives the majority of everyone's anxiety about all of this, right? Because of that. For sure. And if neither one of your children want to work with you, Shane gone, now Stephanie's gone.
Come on, that part.
This is supposed to be what you pass down to them.
And that's the thing too. The interesting part that he's selling a company and they're not just inheriting the company. I mean, yes, he had to buy it from his dad. So part of me was thinking that they'd have to buy it from him or something, right. Or there will be a part of the team that ended up buying it. But
that would have been the best case. Like, that would have been our dream scenario. Right? We talked about that in the infamous group chat. Shout out to the infamous group chat. We talked about that. We're like, yo, it'd be really cool if maybe and again, this was me trying to be positive with the situation when the Vince stuff came out, right? When Vince came back, released his statement about being back in the company, maybe he's doing this so that Triple H and Stephanie and crew can buy it and then we could be fine. Again, thinking ridiculously too positive. What is it? She would have been a solid replacement. Yeah, Steph better. Yeah, it would be if Steph is the one who's buying this and she just taking a leave of absence to go breathe for 5 seconds before, she's big boss.
I am.
That's the best case scenario right now.
That would be best case scenario. That would absolutely be best case scenario. And then honestly, because I do believe that if with Steph and Trips at the helm, I think they would be set up to lead, honestly, sports wrestling and pro entertainment to the foreseeable future in a very positive direction. I can, yeah, absolutely. And you know what? They don't come off as terrible people.
They're not. I mean, not that in my personal experience with them when I worked at NXT, they were, I only walked by Stephanie one time because she is a very intimidating woman. But Triple H was a very nice person and he cared and he was very personable. And I was an intern, And
That's
so
awesome.
Stuff like that. So there's a lot of evidence to show that people enjoy working for them. People, but more importantly, they trust them. So even if they don't like them, they trust them with the business side of what they do, because the talent's got to go out there and risk their lives every night their health in things. And so I would, you would prefer to be comfortable about what's happening in those boardrooms behind the scenes. As a talent person, like right now, I'm sure I feel bad for talent. I feel bad for every person that works.
I mean, think of William Regal just came back to take on the big position within the company, and then a week later, Vince comes back, the very guy who just fired him. So, and then in the back of his mind, he's like, "Damn, I just left a good thing to come back here, and I got to deal with this dude again." Come on,
and it again, if we haven't learned anything in 40-something episodes, is the pro wrestling business changes every 5 seconds, so we never know what's going to happen.
5 seconds, never. We never know. We never know at all. All right, let's transition from Vince and them. We know what it is. It's an interesting, tidbit. Even before I go transition to that, because I want to go ahead and go over some Royal Rumble predictions and things like that. It's Royal Rumble season. We can talk about it. One of my favorite events of the year. So we're gonna go ahead and discuss that really quick. Leading up to it, anything Raw, SmackDown, AEW you want to touch on before we get into to Rumble stuff?
Before we get into the Rumble stuff, I'm just going to say these words after Monday Night Raw last night. Bring back the Hurt Business. Shout out to Bobby Lashley, who came back, so I got to hear my theme song again. That's my jam. But he returned last night, during the Seth Rollins and Theory segment, which is great. And lots of Hurt Business teases, have been happening for the last few weeks. We finally got Bobby and MVP in a segment together backstage to have a chat. You know what I'm saying? And MVP decided,
which is dope to see for sure.
What'd you say?
I said, which was dope to see for sure.
Absolutely, which tells it's giving everything we think it's going to give, right? Or hoping that it's going to give. It's although Bobby, technically turned it down, the fact that it was even on screen is the hope that we're hoping for, that they're going to bring him back. And then of course we got to see
it down. It didn't seem like he really turned it down. It was like
it was a little
cheeky, like
it was a little loose.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that we got to see Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin wrestle last night too,
and cook a little bit. A real little bit, but they cooked.
And one time for Ced's healthy locks, I see them things as locking. They good. Moisturized. I love that for you. Gang.
Speaking of loving things for people, salute to not only Dom Mysterio and his lovely fiance. He just got engaged. So did Ricochet and Samantha Irving. Congrats to them. They also just got engaged. So people getting engaged and married all around, man. So salute to them.
It's beautiful. Love in the air. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
So yeah, I mean, bring back the Hurt Business.
Bring back the Hurt Business.
Period.
I know. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely.
The game needs it. Streets want it. Bring them back.
I mean, and then let's be honest. The Hurt Business truly carried the Thunderdome era. Also, they were one of the shop. They were one of the steady cogs of that era. So it would be really dope to go out there and see it. And again, salute to Judgment Day. They're doing everything fantastic. Finn is my boy. My boy Dom like your boy Dom today. This is how I dress every day. Don't do me. These are my clothes.
This is my clothes. How I dress.
But no, my boy Dom, is the best heel in all of professional wrestling. I don't care what anybody says.
This has to be the greatest turnaround in Royal Rundown history.
Fantastic. Look, this dude he went to jail. He went to jail, and when he came back out, he's posting workout videos. Dom is posting workout videos. Come on, man. Prison changes a man. You cannot tell. Everything that he's doing, he is the goofy wrestling. It is goofy wrestling. Goofy wrestling for life.
Shout out to Simon Miller, World Culture. We love you. We're fans.
Come on, Simon. One time for the
goofy
one time.
Goofy wrestling for life.
But goofy wrestling for life. It is definitely one of those things that it's fun. He's hated. People love it. Come on, man. You gotta love Dom, but you gotta, but Finn is Finning. Finn is out here. He's on
Finn
some
is struggling. Is what you're trying to say?
No, he ain't struggling. He doing
no,
his thing.
I said Fergling.
Oh, he's Fergling for sure.
Finn
yes,
is
he's definitely Fergalicious right now. He is killing it. So you got them, and even Damian Priest, the Puerto Rican DJ. One time for him. He is going out here. I mean, that character is great. And then Rhea is doing. Rhea is Rhea. It's fantastic. I love every second of it.
And they're the number one contenders for the Raw Tag Team Championships, right? Did I see that properly?
Yes, they did. They said the Raw Tag Team Championships. So little tease. And let's be honest, they're kind of the biggest thing on the other side of the street. Right now,
my only issue with it is that it's heel versus heel technically, and I actually would have loved. Are the
Bloodline heels?
I mean, listen, no, but yes, they are. In story, they are. So you can't they're over there. They're interfering and they're doing all heel things.
It's all fantastic, goofy and beautiful at the same time.
They're heels. And to me, I actually think the Street Profits versus the Usos for the belts and give the Street Profits that face
that
situation.
They should be the ones because they're legitimate tag teams. They've been tag teams for much longer.
Them have a really good meaty feud with Judgment Day so that we can give it that. Really have a nice Raw tag team situation and build from there. That would have been my personal choice, but I understand why the Judgment Day were the ones. I mean, again, they are very super popular. Dominic Mysterio is crazy. Dominic Mysterio, Guerrero.
He went out there straight Conan with it last night. He went out there. I'm talking about. He had it was when I saw it.
It's the walk for me. I was over it. I'm over everybody.
I yelped when I saw it. The laugh that I had when I saw Dom Mysterio come out there like that. I'm like, he is killing this.
I thought about you immediately. I'm like, Serg is going to love this, Lord. I can't. He's going
killing this. It is, but you know what needs to happen? This is what needs to happen. What needs to happen now is that he needs to, now that he feels like he's I did time. He should take a more leadership position in the Judgment Day and be not anybody he kind of does, but I would like to see him a little bit more. I don't know,
bossing him around.
Yeah, little in charge. He's the one. I think it, but whatever they're doing is fantastic. Yeah. Salute to my boy Dom. Ferg is really great, and whenever they decide to have more titles, I need to see a solid title reign from him in some capacity. He's that good. So those are super dope. Anything AEW related you want to jump into really quick?
Yes, tomorrow's AEW Dynamite is set up to be one of the dopest shows, I think, potentially of the year. It's really set up to be and it's a TV show. It's set up a whole.
We've been 10 days into the year. It's the best show
they
of the
are
year.
Really. Listen, I'm just. Real quick, we're gonna get a Jericho Appreciation Society segment. Okay. Mind you, one time for him versus Ricky Stark last week, it was amazing.
What a match.
We've got Big Bill and Lee Moriarty versus Jungle Hook, which is Jungle Boy and Hook as a tag team match. What?
Can we talk about how Jungle Hook hilarious? Lee Moriarty is so good.
That dude.
Lee Moriarty needs to get that dude goes out there Tiger style. My man he is him. I'm glad you said. I just wanted to one time for Lee Moriarty.
I'm so glad you mentioned him because please do not sleep on his character work. This heel character work he's giving you on top of these dope matches.
Yeah,
Lee is him. He is him. Shout out to him. Big fan.
Shout out to Lee. Yep.
We've got John Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. That's happening tomorrow on TV, on the free, on the TBS. Yeah, that's happening. We've got match 7 of Death Triangle versus the Elite for the trios titles. That's happening tomorrow.
Wait,
They're
really
tied at
quick,
3-3.
really quick. Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay.
One more time. We talked about it last week, but just one more time.
Kenny Omega,
it's worth it. It's worth
Will
it.
Ospreay.
Yeah.
If you have not watched this match, what how many stars do Buddy? How many mics do give people?
Not mics. Come on, Source. Not Source Magazine. I think 5 is the max. I think
that was give me 6, 7, 8. Give me 6, 7, 8.
Yeah. No,
what an incredible match! If you haven't had an opportunity to check it out, Wrestle Kingdom 17. Great match. It was essentially the co-main event of the evening. All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
Bryan Danielson versus, I am going to completely mess his name up, so I'm just going to say Takeshi. Somebody from Japan who's amazing, and I can't pronounce his name. Yeah, but he's dope though. I've seen him wrestle in real life, and he's amazing. Yeah, but Daniel Bryan versus that dude, and it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a great match.
The part that I'm a little interested in is the women's tag match we have. It is the AEW women's champion Jamie Hayter and the Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Saraya and Toni Storm.
As she calls herself the boss?
And in a potential situation here, we have a potential return, maybe possibly, of Miss Mercedes Moné back to the US, and I'm interested in not even if Mercedes is not even involved in this, but I mean, old girl called herself the boss. Dr. Britt Baker called herself the boss last week.
She knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing.
But I'm just very interested in how they're going to do this. I'm very interested in the match.
I am too. No, I mean, every match that you've said so far is just fire. It absolutely sounds like a pay-per-view worthy card, and we're getting that on TV. I mean, alone, just anything that Death Triangle elite match is on. Come on, and they have consistently one up each other. And for those of us who were questioning if Kenny Omega is still healthy, healthy.
He is him.
Seriously. Man,
that's another one you weren't sure about because you hadn't seen, you weren't around for Kenny Omega's rise to power, if you will, in Japan in the first round. So he had to grow on you too, and he's done that. I love.
I was not a Kenny when I first saw Kenny. I was like, who is
Buddy with all the belts?
Who is Buddy?
That's what you said. Who is Buddy with all the belts?
Yeah, I didn't understand. I was like, is he good? Whatever. But once you absolutely get to, the first thing that got me was when I saw him cut a promo in Japanese. Yeah. That was the first thing. And listening to the crowd go nuts, I was like, okay, who is this guy? And then I get to see some of those matches that he has when he really goes after it. Come on, people. That is what, and that's why
first step or first move.
That's why I like cruiserweights better. That is why I like dudes who are that side, from the cruiserweights.
Is he a cruiserweight to you?
He ain't big. He ain't big like that. He ain't like Roman running around over there.
I mean, he's not a heavyweight, but
exactly. So really? I'm thinking those guys are he look like he 215, 225 tops.
Listen, you're Mr. Trainer Man person. You would know a little better than me, but I was just.
You could please correct me.
He's 6 feet. He's 6. Okay, he's 6 feet tall.
Hey, he's exactly as big as I thought he was. Cruiserweight.
They got him.
Type.
Okay.
Dude, they got him at 218.
Size. They got him at 218. That might be old though, because he didn't put on a little. He didn't put on some.
No, that dude is 218.
For real, like a true. Okay.
Yeah. So to me, and again, think about it like this.
I ain't tripping on it. I mean, I'm 5'3", so
Ricochet is 5'9" and two bills. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same general size guy. That's what I'm talking about. So I think guys who are that size, normal size human beings, are more entertaining to watch wrestling.
I just hate that you called a normal size human being a 6 foot tall dude who's 6 foot is not a cruiserweight to me.
I'm normal. This is average size. Everybody else I'm around is huge. All these giants that I hang out with.
I get you.
When you
right.
hang out with athletes and motherfuckers big.
Points are made. I digress. No, my point is AEW Dynamite tomorrow is going to be dope. And I
speed of $190, and I'm tiny.
You also work out like a crazy man. Like, quit it. Oh, and there's that. It's
my job.
That's all I'm saying. I just feel like tomorrow's Dynamite is worth a shout out, and it should be interesting. And if Miss Mercedes Moné shows up, it's gonna be the talk of the weeks.
It will be. It will, unless Vince does something else. But in the world of
ridiculous,
wrestling, it'll be it. All right. That's gonna be great. AEW's been killing it. Mercedes Moné, love everything that she's doing. All right, let's talk about Royal Rumble. It's Rumble season, people, and as we know, this is a lot of times not just mine. This is many of our favorite event of the year. It's fun. It's goofy. We get legends coming back. You get celebrities. All kinds of things happen in these matches, and at the end of the day, it's just, aside from WrestleMania, usually the most well done, fun pay-per-view. Now, I will say this, or premium live event. I will say this: I'm more excited this year because of Triple H and the regime that has been there. Yeah,
it's like I got very worried about Royal Rumble today. I was like, man, I was so excited, and then
but I'm going to.
We're gonna operate as.
I'm going to operate as if Triple H and them are still going to be running this 2 weeks from now.
Right.
That's what we're hoping for. Fingers crossed. So I'm really excited about this event. Let me ask you, who are the people coming out, men's and women's side, that you are most looking forward to, and who are your surprise people, should I say?
I'm going to say performances are just performers. I'm excited to see what they're going to do at the Rumble, regardless of if they win or not. I'm very excited to see in their actual Rumble match, or in the entire event.
So event-wide, not the match itself. Okay, real quick. Let me say, in terms of who do you think is going to surprise you coming out? Like, who are the people you're looking forward to that are going to be in the match? Who do you think is going to be in the match?
Got it. Okay, so I think that there was some. I'll talk about the men's real quick. There are some reports about WWE being interested in Tama Tonga, and I am not going in another descendant of that family that I am going to mispronounce their name, so I will just not try. Not that family. The Tongans are different. They're cousins, but the tree is wide. But I think that if that's true, I think his debut at the Royal Rumble would be amazing. Fantastic. So I'm gonna go for Tama Tonga in the Rumble. I think that would be really dope. He had a big win at Wrestle Kingdom as well, so that was really fun. He's also extremely good looking, respectfully, because I think that man married too. But anyway, so there's that on that. I am hoping for The Rock. I don't know. I'm hoping for The Rock. I'm not sure if I care if he's in the Rumble match or if he just pops up and just be like,
I agree.
What's good?
The Rock should come in at 30.
I mean, if he's in the match, absolutely. I don't know if I care for him to be in the match, though. I don't think he needs to. I could not. Joel, could you let me get it out? I was gonna say that Mr. Cody Rhodes is the one that I actually hope comes, wrestles. I'm torn between giving him the Iron Man position so we can get as much of Cody as possible, or just giving him 30 and having everybody wait for it, and that pop would be ridiculous, right? He's the only person other than The Rock that can get that pop,
and he's the only person other.
He's not a surprise because they've been pubbing him for 3 weeks or 2 weeks already.
But somebody made a point that the only other time that they remember this happening is after Triple H had his injury and he came back. Yeah. They kind of pubbed it up that way, and when he came back, he had a huge pop. So
Absolutely.
I'm assuming that they're going to try to build it the same way, especially with Trips running the ship. So he's
Now,
probably
Sergio,
like, I know it works.
Yeah. Now, Sergio, if you see the comments, people are bringing up my husband
I
and
know.
my baby daddy, the love of my wrestling heart's life. So I'm refraining from saying Big E only because I just want him to be healed and well. The man broke his neck, okay?
Yeah.
However, I want y'all to know if that man does show up at the Royal of Rumbles, my sister Chantil, who's in the chat, she'll be with me. I'm gonna be a very happy girl. I'm gonna be
I
very
think
happy person.
He's the only other person that could be in it and not win. You're just saying,
Yes.
like he needs to be in. Like I would love to see Big E in it. I would love to see Big E come back. But and this is a perfect event for those type of
feel good moments.
So if he's healthy, I would love to see it. Otherwise, you're absolutely right. Cody should get it. Cody should win, or The Rock should get it, and The Rock should win. It should be one of those.
Those are the two. I mean, and I think a sleeper pick for winning is Sami Zayn.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Pick. That's a sleeper pick for the storyline, right? Like if we can't get the Rock as busy or something, that'd be dope.
You know who I wanted? I wish they had a cameo, like a little pop up, just a one time thing. I wish Billy Gunn would pop up.
Billy Gunn is too busy scissoring over at the AEW because he's making that money.
I understand. Over that. If he did, you know what I'm saying?
No, it would be fly, but it's not.
As Road Dogg said, playing with office equipment somewhere else.
Everybody loves the Acclaim. Everyone loves it. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I mean, if it would be dope if it did. That's not happening. First of all,
on the women's side.
On the women's side,
what do you think?
Yeah, on the women's side,
Sammy winning would be pretty epic.
It would be dope.
Sammy winning would be epic. You know,
it would be dope for the storyline, right? Like,
it'd be great,
especially if Ricochet you have to push
being
Rock.
in it. Let me ask you this: Ricochet. Okay. Oh, well, yeah, with Sami Zayn, yeah, but with Ricochet being in it. Is he going to? Would they put him as the Iron Man? Do you think he's going to be this year's Iron Man? Would they put him in there, have him
Ricochet?
Russell? I can see him doing that with him.
So I think he's a good choice, right? He's a good pick to do that if they do that. I don't see them doing that. I personally wouldn't mind seeing that. Ricochet can do that. Pretty Rick can do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he'd be great. He'd sell for everybody great. He was a good face. So he's, building from coming back from behind. The crowd will get behind him. I think that's, he very easily could, and I hate to do this, but it just makes sense to me. He could easily be like the Kofi in that. Like Kofi's always Kofi's a shoe-in if you need a good baby face to come from behind and get the crowd behind them, and
actually sit there and be like, yo, they might give it to him. He might actually do this.
Pretty Ricky could do that too. So
I could see him being in top 4. I definitely could see him being in the top 4.
Yeah, I could also. Oh, that would be fun. I don't see him in the top 4 though, but that would be. I personally would love
the way that they've been. I feel like he's been getting this push recently. I think it would be a great opportunity to give him that, and then continue pushing him to one of the other belts.
Yeah, I am interested to see. We talked about the women. I don't know if it feels like they're building to Alexa Bliss versus Bianca at Rumble. I think that's right.
Yeah, I believe so.
For the title, for the Raw, that's the Raw women's title. I'm interested to see, especially after yesterday and the whole Uncle Howdy popping up and showing up.
And it's been confirmed that it's Bo Dallas.
It has not been confirmed that it was Bo Dallas.
It has been confirmed.
No, it has not.
Bo Dallas.
What has been confirmed was Bo Dallas was backstage, and then Uncle Howdy came out on stage. But nobody confirmed that it was Bo Dallas. Granted,
it's Bo Dallas.
But nah, we on the internet. We got to be accurate. My journalism degree will not let you say that.
It's funny. I don't got one of them. It's Bo Dallas.
No, but I think that would be. I'm interested to see how that's gonna work. I'm interested to see if they're gonna have Bianca drop the belt. I'm getting there. Dang, Joel, quit it. But also keep going. Like, I am interested to see how that match will go. Very excited about the Bray Wyatt LA Knight lights out, pitch dark, whatever match that's called. That's gonna be interesting.
About damn time he wrestles.
But in terms of the women's rumble, Joel mentioned it. Rhea's gonna have a good showing if she don't win the whole thing. There's a very good chance she's gonna win the whole damn thing.
For sure.
If Naomi is not going to AEW, her return at Royal Rumble is necessary.
I agree.
And this will be the second time she gets like the biggest, dopest reaction at a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, for sure.
So if she's not going to somewhere else, I said AEW, but if she's not going somewhere else, it feels like it's time for her return. And if it's going to be at WWE,
it is time. That was going to be the person that I said I believe was coming back. If anybody is a surprise or shoe-in or anything like that, I absolutely say it's going to be her. I think that she's the person that we've been waiting for. She's the person that we were waiting for the other shoe to drop, right? One shoe dropped with Mercedes Moné. What's happening with this other shoe? And she was definitely in Japan, and so was Bayley. Wearing an FTR jacket, by the way.
And the crew was there. The crew was there.
So who's all in the crew?
The crew is I think it was FCR, Bayley, Naomi, I believe Kalisto was there too, I think. Pretty sure I saw a photo of that. I think that's the crew. Or a crew, I should say. Mercedes
crew, part of the crew.
Yeah, I would love to see Naomi, and I would love to see Naomi return. I would love Naomi to get all the love, the biggest pop, give her all the things. Give her everything.
Question. Naomi comes back. But do you have her as a single star? Do you have her in a tag team? Do you put her directly in the bloodline? What would you do with her on return if the WWE does indeed have Naomi?
I would love her to be a single star as well as part of the bloodline.
I second that motion.
I would love that. Now, granted, I know we've done her and the Usos and stuff before, but we haven't done her in the bloodline. The island of relevance.
But also, especially, they're starting to. She is coming back, and she is going to be in the bloodline. And the reason I say that is pretty simple. They're starting to, for the first time ever, pivot where the bloodline is actually going against Judgment Day. And
we said that how many weeks ago? We said that. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's time. They're going to put. She's coming back. They're going to. And again, obviously, guys, these are. We're fantasy booking. Fantasy booking at its best.
Just having some fun.
I'll definitely say I think that's going to end up happening with this.
Joe's got some good stuff. Do you think they would ever let Mickie James or Michelle McCool win, considering Charlotte named them as people she wants to wrestle? Win? Absolutely not. Mickie James making a appearance in the Royal Rumble? Yes, it's happened before. I don't see it happen again. Michelle McCool, maybe. She was in it before. Why not? Bring out the greatest hits. I have a thought on a return.
Ooh.
Maybe just for a special situation. But I don't know if you've seen the Bella Twins lately.
I was just going to say that.
They look mad in the shapes. Yeah. So I think one or both of them Bella Twins might come through and hang out at the Rumble for a fun time.
For sure. No, it's going to be great. I cannot wait. Next week we'll dive in even deeper, get into the individual matches and everything else. But we want to touch on it because it is my favorite pay-per-view aside from WrestleMania of the year. All right, Dre, anything else we want to touch on before we get up out of here?
I will touch on Joel's point that Bellas deserve a tag title run if they ever do return. I think that would be,
if they want to, they need,
and it would be a great opponent for Dakota Kai and Io Sky. Actually, that would be a really fun
match.
That'd be fun feud. Fun. Let them have a nice little program. That'd be really great. I'm here for it. I'm here for that.
For sure.
Anything before we wrap up? Just stay tuned because like we said, wrestling changes. The wrestling world changes at a drop of a dime. I'm scared to look at Twitter, but we can't log off of here.
Oh my God. Seriously. I'm telling you.
Who knows?
Who knows what's gonna happen next? But you know what I do know? If you tune in every week right here on the Scrap News, the fastest growing YouTube channel of all of combat sports, you'll find out. Like, share, and subscribe to this video and all of the other ones. This has been episode 41 of the absolute best show in all of pro wrestling and sport. Did y'all hear they sold the WC?
Is
we were
this
just
really,
talking about this.
Like, is this
Like,
actually
did
happening?
it actually happen?
Let me get on, but I have no alerts to the things I be on. So nobody
trying to log off, and you guys are giving me some tomfoolery.
I don't know if it's official.
Sources: WWE has been sold to Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. The company will go back to being private, unknown if Vince McMahon returned to head creative, but it is expected by some people. Well, check it out. Everything that we just said in this episode, fuck all that, I guess, because if he comes back, just burn it all to hell. We'll be talking about AEW, Ring of Honor, and New Japan at least, because ain't gonna be nothing worth talking about the WWE. Damn, we can't have nice things, huh? Oh, man. And then the Saudi Arabia, guys. Come on. Oh, the tomfoolery and nonsense. Oh,
I am not reacting until I see something like official. I need
to go take a shower.
Disgusting. I'm not reacting until I see something official. But it's all over. It is all over everywhere.
And it would make sense why. Oh, man. Damn.
Yeah. Nemo Foolie's Clothing over there. My boy Nemo's texting me the article, and like, not that site isn't credible, but it's not always
I got
right.
some MMA journalists that I trust retweeting stuff.
Damn it, don't say that right now. I'm not prepared for this.
I'm looking at people right now. Yo, he a dirty dude, yo. Oh, man. Dog. Yeah. But what does this mean? I mean, being that it's a private company, I mean, we don't know what it means. The private part
doesn't bother me as much, but I mean, it means whoever bought it gets literally all the money, like all the revenue.
Yeah, it's nasty.
So they're no longer, you can't buy stocks on WWE anymore if they become private. Because
and the thing about that, which is crazy, because people were talking about their stocks recently. I mean, guys, go ahead and do yourselves a favor and go ahead and check out Trap Wall Street. Dude is fantastic out there. But he was recently breaking down how amazing WWE is doing, and how they're doing on the market. So the fact that this is happening, I mean, dog, that is terrible. Like, that is, I mean, it is terrible on so many levels. So this is what we're going to do. Next week is going to be an interesting episode, because we'll have far more of the facts and figures, and we'll know what's going on. But this is very precarious for not only, obviously, it's Saudi Arabia, so that in itself is kind of controversial in itself. So we already have that. The fact that they were already going there to work with things was already
controversial
nasty.
At best. Yes.
Now it was nasty.
Icky.
Now, it was nasty that they were doing that. Now the fact that they might be bought by that company, it's really bad. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think women's wrestling in the WWE has never been better. I'm concerned for that.
Yep.
I really am. If that's the case, that is disheartening at the least for me. I'll be honest with you guys. So, I mean,
you know what? And
very true. If this comes back, and again, if he does come back, like I believe he's going to do creative, everything that we have seen that Triple H has put together, the people that he has brought back, I mean, it all goes back to this 80-year-old, out of touch chauvinist.
I just thought about something.
What was that?
When you mentioned like the state of women's wrestling being the best it's ever been, and the fact that when they go to Saudi, like, first of all, the first Saudi show, women couldn't even wrestle on the card. Then it's gradually
put T-shirts on everybody.
Then they
next
put T-shirts on them for a few years, and then I think it was this year or 2021 maybe was the first year they didn't have to have T-shirts on, but they bodysuited up. They couldn't they were covered basically neck down all the way down.
Look like superheroes.
So the small, small progress, right? But and like part of it to me also, you have to respect the culture. So like it's not everything isn't oppression. You know what I'm saying? If there's a slippery slope with all of that, but slippery slope with all of that.
Yeah.
But because again, I can't say all. You notice how I never finished that sentence. But still,
because at the end of the day, who's in the running of that? That's run by the patriarch. And
the other thing,
there's that.
Then we have a whole other podcast, a whole other show.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, and Stephanie McMahon being a woman in a very high position at that company, and then deciding to leave the same day it's allegedly sold to a regime that is oppressive to women, I wonder if that was a deciding factor in the sale.
Wait, say that one more time.
I wonder if they weren't going to, Saudi wouldn't buy the company if Stephanie McMahon was in such a high level position. So that she had to leave in order for the sale to be.
Oh my God.
I just put that together. That's why my face is looking the way it is.
Yes. Right. Wow.
This is not confirmed. This was just the speculation. I just speculated live on the air.
Damn well, if it's the Saudis that bought it, I'm gonna give it an 82% chance that that's the reality.
A high B. That's a B plus.
Yee.
No, that's a
nasty, son. This is nasty. This episode has been fantastic.
Mad Iggy.
This news is nasty.
Yeah.
Wow, dog. Look, everything that we said, and as a fan of pro wrestling, I feel like a kid again. It has been the most fun. It has been the escape from reality that I have needed in times where, dog, we living through a pandemic still. It rained for 3 days here in LA. You know it don't rain out here. It's
just winter in Chicago, so it's just rough. Period.
Like madness. All about this is madness. I've been wrestling has been so fantastic, and the fact that the WWE specifically, the standard bearers, have been so good. I feel like it forced everybody else to even be better, and it has just made so much happening. And with him coming back, I think not only is it sets a terrible precedent with combat sports and sports entertainment, specifically when within a week we have Dana White going out there slapping his wife on camera. Endeavor, the parent company of the UFC, says absolutely nothing. ESPN pats him on the butt and doesn't even do anything about it, right? There's zero accountability. And then we look on the other side with this, we have somebody who literally had to step down in disgrace because of sexual assault and, hush money payment, just nasty, dirty man, CEO stuff, right? Like doing dirt. So we are continually okaying and perpetuating just such a terrible, patriarchal, awful culture. And that celebrates and gives to these people that are treating a whole section of our society like trash. Like, this is ridiculous, son. Like, I like to sit there and be fun about stuff, and obviously we got this news. Like, I was literally trying to close it down. I'm trying to hang out and watch the rest of the Golden Globes with my lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is one of them nights. But to hear that and to think about it again, the Dana White thing coupled on the back end of what's going on with this, yo, man, I don't know what we got to do. And I know that, and the disgusting thing about it is that we're not getting any of these individuals, these talking heads, anybody talking about it. We're celebrating these assholes as opposed to actually trying to hold people accountable. I'm not trying to cancel nobody. I'm just trying to hold somebody and have a little bit of accountability. I'm tired of seeing the hypocrisy. I'm tired of seeing Mandy, what's Mandy's last name? Mandy whatever. Mandy Rose is going out here and she gets fired She was the best thing smoking in NXT. She is over here literally lifting up two women out of nowhere that are doing their thing and reinvigorated that entire women's division when it was ass.
Right.
And we fire her for making some cash doing what she wants to do with her fucking body. But we got this motherfucker. You guys are giving him the keys to the castle again after what he did and how he disrespected women. Because
the Mandy Rose thing is crazy to me because, like, let's be clear, I'm not
disgusting, son.
I have to touch nasty on it because we didn't talk that too much about it, and I don't have much to say. But the Mandy Rose thing is real interesting to me because I'm not her biggest fan. Like, I did not enjoy her wrestling very much. Like, she was not my cup of tea. But
I'm sorry, really quick. Y'all can't be saying shit like that's when I'm being serious.
Nemo is ridiculous. In the middle of the serious rant, because I was trying not to laugh, but here come Nemo with the foolery. And that is why his name, the name of his company is Foolies Clothing. Just foolish. Okay. My dog. The Mandy Rose thing is real interesting to me. She was not my favorite. No, nothing against her personally or anything. I just, not my cup of tea or whatever.
It wasn't my cup of tea either.
But that's not the point. But she had her, OnlyFans like type site or whatever, and she was making more money on that with that content than she was making as a wrestler for WWE. Now, the fact that she was asked to take it down and she made a business decision. No. Fair, makes sense because the math wasn't the math and
the math wasn't
Homegirl's a millionaire now because boom. So great for dope for her. But for decades, WWE promoted women the exact way Mandy was doing, and it's all good. And so it's just so hypocritical. It doesn't make any. It really doesn't make much sense.
The math isn't mathing.
And at the end of the day, today's been a weird day for WWE because she was on the Tamron Hall show today talking about that. That was first today, and then Stephanie McMahon's announcement came, and now apparently, allegedly, a sale. This all happened the same set of 24 hours.
It's been a day for WWE. Mansoor being the face of the company.
Y'all are insane. Y'all need to quit. No shade.
If anybody gets the keys to the castle, we need to give it to my boy Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa from Shy.
All right, guys.
Bolingbrook's very young.
With that being said, we're going to bring this episode to a close. Wild business in the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. This is some big news, man. This is big news. If this did happen, it is what, the 10th of January. It seems like the WWE might have been sold to Saudi Arabia, a private company over there. So we will see if that happened, but we'll bring that news and so much more to you guys right here on the absolute best show in all of professional wrestling and sports entertainment, the Royal Rundown. I am one half your host and duel, Serg Vicente. Right here next to me is my sister from another Mr. Miss Drede. Really quick, Miss Drede, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at Miss Dre 20 right there on Twitter. I'm usually just talking wrestling or sharing something cute. And on Instagram, you can find me at Miss Dre Day, doing the same thing. Come say hi. What's up? Also, you see that lovely link that's at the bottom right there, that Etsy shop. Go get you some Fight Podcast merch here. Bam, you can get one of these lovely cups, for example, or wonderful, fabulous quality sweatshirt, crew neck, or t-shirt, etc. There's all kinds of beautiful, wonderful things. So make sure you go ahead and check that out. Etsy.com/shop/FightPodShop.
Go ahead and do that, guys. And also make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel as well as this video. Follow the Scrap News. It's the fastest growing YouTube page in all of combat sports and sports entertainment. Check them out. Also, please check out the website. If you are looking for the absolute best in combat sports journalism, check them out today. Not only do they highlight some of the things that are happening, obviously in the major organizations, they also really do a great job of following what is going on in the smaller organizations, the regional circuits and things like that. Really dope articles about that, fighter profiles and things. So go out there and check that out, www.thescrapnews.co. All right, I'm Serg Vicente, and before we leave you, as always, I have to, let me turn this off, have a little bit of moment of silence for the WWE, and we are going to leave you, as always, with some wise words from none other than the street poet himself, Fat Joe.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price. He's so